Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is officially my second video. I'm trying my best to be consistent, but this is just a video of my favorite go-to glam look. This is when I am just going out for drinks or out to eat on a date night, anything in between. It's a soft glam, so hopefully you guys like it, and let's get started. So I already went ahead and added toner to my face, and I'm just going to add some serum to my face. I always add some serum and then I add my moisturizer. This is just so I can get a good base, so that way my makeup applies nice and it lasts longer. I'm going to be using the Gypsy Forest Cocoa Rose Moisturizer. This is one of my favorite moisturizers ever, and their products are just amazing. I use all their skincare products basically, and candles for everything. So just going to add that to my whole face. It literally smells like roses. Smells so good. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and use the Holy Hydration face cream by e.l.f. Skin. And this actually is basically like a moisturizer, but it has sunscreen. So the reason why I'm using it is because of the sunscreen. And it's not as oily as you would as it would be for a regular sunscreen that you would buy. Right now it's time to prime my face, and I'm going to be using the Power Grip Primer by e.l.f. It was so hard for me to find this primer, but I finally got my hands on it, and it is amazing. I mean, it feels like it does magic to my skin. So I'm just going to go. So this is my eyebrows before I put anything on it, because people always ask me the products I use, and I honestly feel like I don't do much to my eyebrows. I literally just use the Anastasia Dip Pomade, and this is in the shade Ebony. So I literally don't do much. So now I'm just gonna go and do some, literally this is all I do. So this is like the difference that you can tell in my eyebrows between them. It's a little bit darker, and you can tell it's more fuller at the beginning, and then I usually just do my arch, and obviously I'm going to clean it up with concealer. Let's go to the other eyebrow. This one is a little bit more, like, has less hair, I would say, so it needs to be filled in more. And I'm just going to use the Dose of Colors concealer to conceal my eyebrows. And this is in the shade Light, number 8. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and start doing my eyeshadow. And I usually put a base on my eyes first, which is either like a concealer, it can be a foundation, and I think I'm going to do foundation. So for my foundation today, I'm going to be using Dose of Colors, and this is in the shade 106, which is the shade Fair. And I literally am going to be using the Anything Beauty Total Face Sponge. The sponge is my favorite. Literally can do everything. I do my contour with this, I do my concealer with this, I do my foundation with this. It's the best. So I'm just gonna apply it to my eyelids. And lightly push it in. And I know a lot of girls have asked me about how my eyeshadow doesn't crease, and I think it might be just different for everyone, because I know Nancy's crease and she's like bomb at makeup, but this is what I do to prevent mine, and it works for me. Obviously it works, something works different for everybody. Everyone's skin is different. I have oily to dry skin, and basically I just get my beauty blender and I get my Laura Mercier powder and I have a little brush. So I will get my brush full of some powder, nothing crazy, and I'll make sure that there's no creases. And then before I open it, I literally set it right away before it could crease itself. Make sure you do the inner corner really well, because that is where mainly it creases. This one is already set and this one's not. So you see how it's already creasing? It's important to set your foundation, your concealer, or your primer, whatever you're doing right here, as your base. Basically, I just get my beauty blender and I get my Laura Mercier powder and I have a little brush. So I will get my brush full of some powder, nothing crazy, and I'll make sure that there's no creases. And then before I open it, I literally set it right away before it could crease itself. Make sure you do the inner corner really well, because that is where mainly it creases. This one is already set and this one's not. So you see how it's already creasing? It's important to set your foundation, your concealer, or your primer, whatever you're doing right here, as your base. Okay, so that's all set. I'm gonna go ahead and start my eyeshadow, and I'm going to be doing a nude, like cut crease eyeshadow. This is like my go-to eyeshadow for when I'm doing anything and I'm on like the go. This is like my favorite. This is the perfect eyeshadow for me. So really quick, guys, when I'm not using my beauty sponge from Anything Beauty, I make sure it is in the beauty sponge holder, which is amazing because it's not just laying on my vanity and it's not getting dirty, because I clean this before I use it. And that's what's great, because I won't break out or anything. So this is really great. You can get this on anythingbeauty.com as well. I will link it below. And I also have a discount code that I can put right here for you guys to use. Yeah, so this you can get all on Anything Beauty. So I use the BFF Alondra and Elsie Shadow Palette by, oh gosh, why don't I know, BH Cosmetics. This is one of my favorite palettes ever, and I fell in love with it when I went over to Nancy's and she let me borrow the palette. It was the most amazing shades ever, and I'm going to be using these neutral shades right here along with this one as well. I'm going to be using my Anastasia A12 blending brush, and the first shade I am going to go in with is Latte. And I'm just going to put this on my crease and blend it and build it up. So I am literally getting ready to go out to eat with Nick and also one of my friends, Nicole. We are just going to go to one of our favorite restaurants and go get some food. And yeah. We were gonna go to the movies, but there's nothing really good out and we just rather get some food, to be honest. So now I'm gonna go in the shade of Aloe and Else and blend that into my eye as well. So now I'm just gonna kind of blend it and then drag it inwards as well. But now I'm just gonna go ahead and get my crease cut and prepared. So I'm gonna use that same concealer that I used to conceal my eyebrows, which is the Dose of Colors one. Okay, and the brush I'm using is that same brand brush, but this one's a little bit different on the tip. Let me show you. This is what it looks like. So hopefully you guys can see, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut my crease with the best that I can on the camera. So now I'm gonna go into my other crease. So right here, I already cut the creases, and this is like another step that you want to be careful with because your shadow can crease since it is a wet application with a concealer that I use to cut. So with this, I typically get my sponge again and I make sure I dab it in nice into my crease, into my lid. And I get the shadow that I wanted to put onto that concealer, and I get that ready, prepared with a brush. So I'm gonna be using Bon Appetit, which is this shade, for my lid. So I'm just gonna go in and make sure that there's no creases, because you can tell it's already creasing, and just push it into my eyelid. And once I feel like it's pushed in, I will go ahead and put that shadow. Just like that. So once that's all set, I'm gonna go ahead and go back in with the blending brush that I originally used, but I'm not gonna put anything on it, no product yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend everything together. And then if I feel like it needs more product, I'll go back and add more product. So as you can see, it is blending really nicely. So now that it's all blended and everything's set, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm debating if I should add a liner. I do that usually when I go out. I think for this time, I'm not gonna do an eyeliner on top. I am probably just gonna add a little bit of glitter. For this step, I'm just gonna use the Makeup Shack T53 brush, and I'm gonna add a little bit of setting spray to it so it picks up the shimmer shade a lot better. And I sometimes just spray it and I just dip my brush into the setting spray. And for this shade, I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade Blessed. And I'm not gonna put it all over my lid. I'm just gonna put a little bit right here. Wow, it's really bright. Okay, let me blend this out because it's looking a little bright for me. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my eyelashes prepped to add my eyelashes that I'm gonna be wearing with this look. And when I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with the Anything Beauty Lash Lift Curler. You don't need to curl your lashes that long with this lash curler just because it curls your lashes super fast and it holds it holds the curl really well. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of mascara real quick. I don't like adding a lot. All right, so I'm gonna be using the Reina lashes by Anything Beauty, of course. These lashes are beautiful. These are still in the package just because I like to keep them in the package so that way I don't lose them, even though sometimes I forget, I will admit. I will show you guys the lash up close. There is still some glue on it from when I used them, so don't mind that. But here are the Reina lashes. These are like the most fluffiest lashes. So I personally like to have my lashes curled more than what they already are. So I'm just gonna go ahead and curl them with my lash lift curler from Anything Beauty. And I'm just gonna 1, 2, and that's it. Just because this lash curler will really put a dent into it. Not literally, but just it works great. Okay, so I'm gonna be using the Duo Lash Glue that we do sell also online. Everything, of course, is gonna be linked below. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of glue to the lash line. Okay, and I want to wait till this gets a little tacky. Have you guys seen the movie School of Rock when he's like, "You're tacky and I hate you"? That's like my favorite line. Okay, so my pro tip is when you are putting lashes on to make sure that the mirror is a little bit below so you are looking down, and that way you're not looking straight ahead, because if you're looking straight ahead your eyelid's up and it's harder to put on the lash. So my lash is ready to be put on. I'm just gonna look a little bit down, and I'm not gonna make sure it's perfect. I'm just gonna place it on the lid like this, and I'm gonna make sure it is secured on this end, and then I'm gonna go into the front and secure it to the front. So it's a little bit more secured, and I'm gonna push it in to the skin. And just like that. And of course, I am using the Anything Beauty dual-ended tweezers to apply my lashes, and I will apply the other one now. Add glue to the other lash. And let that get tacky. Okay, so doing the same thing to my other eye, I'm gonna put the mirror slightly underneath. And just, oops, oh no. I hate when that happens. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. See guys, I am not a perfectionist, but I try my best, okay? So look, you can see that it's not fully completely on the eye, but I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this side is on. Oh, you're a little high up there, bud. OMG. I am struggling. Of course, when I'm filming, I'm struggling, but that's okay. Okay, so now that that's all on, they look a little crazy, huh? No, I'm just kidding. It's all gonna look better. My eyelashes are not looking that crazy when my makeup is fully complete. But now let's do my face while these dry a little bit longer. I will go back towards the end to curl them a little bit more, just because personally I love my lashes curled more. So yeah. We are going back with the Total Face Sponge by Anything Beauty, and we are going to be using the Dose of Colors foundation. Shout out to Nancy for getting me hooked onto this. I'm just going to swirl this on here. Beautiful. Sometimes I do mix my foundations, which I am thinking of doing, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to start. Okay. Now I'm just going to blend and beat my face. So now I'm going to go ahead and start using my concealer for under my eyes, and I'm going to be using these two concealers. This is the Tarte Shape Tape concealer that I love, and then this is the Born This Way concealer. I will go ahead and do the Tarte first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add some of the Born This Way with it. I know to you guys it might be a lot, but it's really not for me. Keep your opinions to yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, just because that way it's easier to set, and my under eyes do not wrinkle as much if I do it that way. Okay, so now I'm just gonna get my Total Face sponge again and blend out my concealer underneath my eyes. And once I blend one eye, I have this trick of getting my Laura Mercier puff and having the powder already on it, ready to set under my eyes, so that way it does not get any creases, just because I hate when my under eyes get creases. And it took me forever to get this technique down, guys, because it was brutal. Alright, you guys can see that I pretty much blended in really well, but like when I look up or look down, I can get a crease. So I'm gonna show you, I have it ready, and as soon as I literally will blend it, and then I will set it right away. So and that's my trick. I'm gonna do it to the other eye. So now both of my eyes are set, and I'm just gonna do my nose and set it with some powder. And I do cream contour, but I don't cream contour my nose, so that's why I set it already. I haven't just found like a technique where I love the cream contour so on my nose, but I do it for the rest of my face. So I'm gonna be using the True Skin High Cover Concealer, and this is in the shade Neutral Fudge. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go right here, go a little bit above right here, and then of course my forehead. And this, I don't really let this set, I just start blending right away. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending that concealer out. I'm just gonna use the end of this sponge. I'm telling you, I can use it for every step of the process of my makeup. And I start going up. I turned the lighting a little bit down just because it was kind of bugging me, so I felt like it was a little harsh, and you guys might not be able to see me blending. This is actually a really cool blush because it's just like a cream contour, but in the form of a blush. This is On the Glow blush, like on the go, you know? And this is in the shade Flower. And I'm gonna use the other side of the brush, the sponge, to blend and push that in. Now that that's all like blended, I'm gonna go ahead and start setting it with powder, and I'll be right back. So for the contour powder, I'm gonna be using the Makeup Shack's Silhouette Contour Palette, and I'm gonna be using the Makeup Shack's T30 brush. This is like one of my favorite shades right here. It's in the shade Ash, and I mix it a little bit with Golden. I'm just gonna blend that in all over the same area that I already contoured. I'm also going to use this specific palette for my nose as well, just because I don't like cream contouring my nose, like I said, and I do it with this palette. This palette has been my holy grail since 2018, so it's been a while I've been using it. So I used to use the Kat Von D one, and I used to use, what else did I use? I think I used the Anastasia one. And I just stopped using it. You know, this is way more affordable and it does the same job for me. Okay, I'm just kidding. Alright, now I'm just gonna go ahead and contour my nose. And I'm just doing this with a random brush, guys. Using the Modio Twins palette, and I always blend these two blushes together. This one's a little bright by itself for me, so I just blend it with this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that in. So I feel like it's a little bright, so I'm gonna bring it down with this shade. Almost done. This is the Ace Beauty Glow Essentials highlighter palette, and I go in with this blush highlight, and it's the most beautiful thing in the sun. I will put this a little bit on where my blush is already at, and it does a magic, you guys. And then now I'm gonna go in with the Beaming and a little bit of the glowing shades to do the top of my blush. I'm sorry, the top of my highlight. Of course, gotta do a little bit on the forehead, the nose, and the lips. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use the Pinky Rose Hip Hop white eyeliner to make my eyes pop and do my waterline real quick. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of mascara to get these lashes blended well together. And I'm gonna be using my mini lash precision curler to get them to be blended in. And you guys can get this curler from Anything Beauty as well. This thing's amazing, especially when you're trying to be more precise and blend those lashes together. So now I just want to curl my lash, like literally just press it once and then twice, and that's it, because these lashes are curled. And now I'm just going to put on some bottom lash mascara. Also, I forgot one important step that I do to set the rest of my face. I do use this puff again from Laura Mercier, and I add a little bit of more Laura Mercier powder, and I just set the rest of my face because I just realized that I didn't set it. Make sure that it's all set, where I did not set it at all, because if I don't, it will move. Also, I'm just gonna make sure that this is blended with my concealer from earlier. Okay, so now I'm gonna be doing my lipstick, and I think I'm gonna go in with the NYX Nude Truffle lip liner. Okay, back to what I was doing. So far, so good. I think I'm liking it. It's a little dark, but that's okay. So now I am mixing liners. This is LA Girl in the shade Flesh. So to me, this is a little dark, but that's okay. I'm gonna brighten it up using the Anastasia Pure Hollywood liquid lipstick that I barely am having. I'm running out. Brighten it up already. You guys, I'm literally out of this lipstick almost. I need to re-up. I'm scraping the bottle. And I'm just gonna add some lip gloss. So I'm gonna be using the Dose of Colors lip gloss in the shade Can You Not. Shout out to Nancy again, because she has put me on a lot of great lipsticks, makeup, and everything products. And this lip gloss gives me life. Look at that shade. Oh my gosh. It's like the prettiest nude. And that is my makeup. Let me just set it a little bit with some setting spray. I'm gonna use the MAC Fix It Plus. Okay, I'm done. Me being dramatic per usual. My face looks like I just got soaked. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do my hair, but I'll be back because I don't think you guys really care to see my hair. All right, guys, so if you made it this far, I'm officially done getting ready, and thank you so much for watching me blab and do my makeup. So this is my go-to makeup. This is basic for me. This is like my favorite glam. It's more of a soft glam, and I just absolutely love it. It's my favorite look. So if you liked this video and you liked this look, please comment like on the video, subscribe if you are not subscribed, and stay tuned for my next video because it's probably gonna be better. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm gonna film next. Probably my Hawaii vlog. Probably my Hawaii vlog will be next. So if you're wanting to see me go to Hawaii and try all these good foods and do all these amazing excursions with my family, make sure you have that bell button on so you're notified when I post again. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Mwah. Until next time, bye.